We always like to be in touch with Steph the Grilling Gourmet, who's wearing a different hat today. Steph Legari is an event organizer for a wonderful event that's coming up on the 15th. Also joining you is a family doctor and chairman of the board of Camp Misquah, Fawzi Mankal. Great to have you here.
We'll get
to the camp in a second because I found it, I didn't know it existed and really fascinated by it, but it needs funding, and so this is your big event coming up on the 15th.
Yeah, a good friend of mine, Doug Cody, brought me into Camp Misquah 7 years ago. And I always promised Doug that when the timing is right, I would do a big event for Camp Misquah, and this is it. It's going to be December 15th at Fat Boy Southern Smokehouse. We're going to have a band called Trash Taxi that's going to be doing 80s music. There's going to be great barbecue. There's going to be a phenomenal silent auction. Ottawa businesses have been more than generous with their contributions. And I'd like just to bring the awareness of Camp Misquah to the public light and just to make a boatload of money for the camp.
Interesting for you because you love the experience of going up and actually doing the barbecue up there.
It's the most rewarding feeling to be surrounded by these great campers that greet you by banging on the table, and my good friend Scotty comes out and he gives me this earth-cracking squeeze every year. And you know, I actually make room every year for Camp Misquah, and I wouldn't even think of not doing it. It just is that.
It's that close to the heart.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, be able to do it on a bigger scale on the 15th is critical. Let us know a little bit more about the camp. I know the board of directors run completely on volunteers, but what is the base of the camp and its mandate?
Well, Camp Misquah has been running for over 50 years now, and initially it was a government-run organization, but about 20 years ago there wasn't a lot of funding, and so as a volunteer group, a bunch of people, parents, former staff, took over the program, and I myself have been involved for about 20 years. But basically Camp Misquah is a summer camp for people with developmental disabilities, people with Down syndrome, spina bifida, cerebral palsy, autism, and it's an opportunity for our clients, children and adults, to come up and have a summer camp. We are staffed at a 2-to-1 ratio. We have an amazing medical staff to look after any of our clients' needs, and our clients get to have dances, campfires, canoe trips. It's an amazing experience. So you can see some pictures here of events up at Camp Misquah. Steph's been involved with coming up to do a barbecue for us once a year for the last 7, 8 years.
Yeah, 7 years now.
And it's an event that our staff and our clients look forward to. So,
you know, I know that you know, so much of it is volunteer run. The staff are up there, but you're saying, you know, for them, it's a very minimal pay, but it's the rewarding aspect of the job and the type of people that they get to spend their time with, and you see that.
Absolutely. I don't think anybody would come to work at Camp Misquah for the money. It's not a lot, but it's the experience. It's a blessing. Many of us have moved on to become doctors, teachers, nurses, lawyers, and the experience is so rewarding in so many ways.
What I was interested in when I saw camp, I said, you know, okay, what are the age groups of the children that are attending? And then we said up to 75. It's like, okay, let's throw that out the window. This really is a lifetime experience that people have an opportunity to go throughout their entire lives.
We've had clients coming up to camp for over 40 years. I can think of one woman specifically. I was speaking to her sister the other night, and she told me that she'd been coming up for 40 years, and it is something that is a lifelong experience for sure.
Now, things like this need funding, and so you knew that being up there and seeing it firsthand, and so this is really an encouragement for people. At least you now know that there's a camp like this that exists.
Absolutely.
Although, you know, registration won't open until February, so don't jump on anything just yet. But the funding is critical, so more of a push then for what people can get to on Saturday. Not this one, the following one.
That's right. You can just show up at the door. The event starts at 8 o'clock. We're taking donations. Like I said before, the auction table is phenomenal, so another way of generating revenue. I've got a bunch of skull caps. Everybody said, you know, I love your shirt and your flaming chef white, so I got these skull caps made with my logo and branding. Those are going to be available. All the money from that goes to Camp Misquah. You can also purchase it on my website, StephTheGrillingGourmet.com.
Okay, can I just ask, we haven't asked about the food. I mean, what are you planning? Do you have this great...
Well, you know what? The nice thing about Fat Boys is they hired me a year ago plus to be a consultant for Fat Boys. So Pit Chief Rob Plummer is the man in charge of the kitchen. I don't actually cook at Fat Boys, but they come to me with questions every now and then. So it's traditional barbecue, ribs, their fried chicken is crazy good. Their gospel brunch on Sunday is phenomenal. But you can order anything off the menu.
So that night, anything off the menu.
Anything goes.
Perfect.
And their cocktails, killer good.
Killer good.
Killer good.
Killer charity. Best of luck
on
the event on the 15th, and thank you so much for the information.
Well, thanks CTV for having us out this morning.
Camp Misquah. No, I didn't know this camp existed.
There we go.
Thank you.